Welcome to part 2 of our fairy Stump dollhouse. There's a lot going on and a lot of changes that have taken place. So, basically, no reason to paint your house at all in the beginning. Okay, because I did that and wasted paint. But, I lost the footage. I want to show you. I had taken paper towels and I put them in a glue mixture of glue and water, and I draped all over my dollhouse with paper towels to have it look more like wood. For the top, what I did with my paper towels is I circled them all the way around. Okay? I thought that using the spackle, drywall compound, whatever you want to call it, I thought that that would give it texture, but I didn't like the texture. And I also like the fact that it closed up some parts of the windows so that they're not as round as they were. I have issues with the floor. Here's my issues. One, I cut out holes for the steps, but that's going to take away from the room. So I changed my mind, and I am going to fill these with cardboard. And then I also had done different pieces of cardboard with water and glue, and I was going to try to do a stone effect. Didn't like how it looked. So here's what I want to do. So I have cardboard here. I'm going to fill these with cardboard. Then I'm going to take my drywall compound, my spackle, whatever you want to call it, and I am going to start putting it on my floor so it dries. So the reason I have these items here is I'm trying to hold up my cardboard while I glued it in. So I'm going to do more cardboard and come back, and then I'll show you how I spackle the bottom. Well, I might just show you on this floor here because it's right here, and how to make it look like stones. But right now, I need to stack up my cardboard in these holes to make them level. And I'm thinking instead of steps, I don't know if I mentioned this, I want to have a ladder. And the ladder can run all the way up, even to the roof. I can make a ginormous ladder to do that. Okay, so that's what I like about creating, because you can change your mind to have it fit however you want. So I'm going to get back to filling these holes, and then I'm going to get to spackling. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so here's my floor, and here's my cardboard. I have several pieces in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece in, right like that, right? And then I'm going to add some spackle. So I'm going to take the piece out. It doesn't have to be very thick. Okay, so I'm just smoothing it on and putting it in, just like that. Okay, not real thick. You know, kind of like if you were going to be spackling a wall. It doesn't have to be super de-duper thick, but you want to get all the edges, because I want more room in my dollhouse, and I did not allot for, like, the stairs take up half the room, so I didn't want that. So I'm thinking I can also, that could be the top piece, so this will be the middle piece. I'm also thinking that I can do stairs, possibly, that maybe look like mushrooms on the outside of our tree stump. So if you see what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing right here. Now, to do our floor, I'm going to take some of my spackle, and you want to gently, especially where it's wet, right here, because this is going to take a bit to dry. You want to smooth it out all over this area, okay? So you don't want it extremely thick, okay? And you kind of want it level, but it doesn't have to be perfect because this is a fairy house, which for my first dollhouse, I'm ever making from scratch. I'm pretty excited about that because I've never made a dollhouse before. So I'm kind of excited about the fact that it doesn't have to be perfect, which this will only improve what skills I do not have. So I'm going to take this container out for right now, which is what's holding up my second floor stuff. So basically, you want to level this out as best you can, okay? Then you want to take a toothpick, a stick, could be a stick like this that you get at the Dollar Tree, implements for your clay, which I got them from Amazon, and I'm just trying to smooth this out, and I'm probably going to use my hands because we all know I really am not the cleanest person when it comes to crafting. I am pretty much a hot mess because I love to get dirty, I guess. So I'm going to smooth this out the best I can. You don't want it real thick, but you don't want it real thin. Okay? Now I have my paper towels are coming down, which I'm not real happy about because I did the floor. Well, the ceiling. So I'm going to work on that after I get off the camera. So to make your stone floor, you're going to take whatever implement that you want. Stick, whatever. And basically, you are going to dig into your drywall. So I don't want it perfect, but I do want to make it look like stones. So do you see what I'm doing here? I don't think you do because I don't have the camera the right way. I have to get better at editing. Probably get a better camera would be good. So you just want to make your floor look like stone. And that's what I am doing here. No rhyme or reason. Does not have to be perfect. And I am going to do this on the entire floor. And then I'm going to come around and do it again. So I want to continue to do my floor right like this, and then I'm going to come back around with my stick and do it again so that I have good definition in my lines. And because this is a tree stump, I'm a little concerned about how dark it will be inside, even if I added fairy lights. So I am unclear on what colors I'm going to be painting the inside. But I'm thinking that I might, I'm not sure, just leave the floors very light colored. But basically you're just doing little boxes. Long boxes, little boxes, whatever you feel your floor should look like. I'm probably going to round off the edges because I don't want them to look totally square. But that is what I'm doing. And I hope you can see that. So I'm going to go away and I'm going to work on this. And I'm going to do that to all my floors. And come back when it's dry. And hopefully this hot mess will be dry also. So I will be back, and I'm probably going to round off my edges. Okay? So just do it however you'd like. Here are the floors done with the little bricks on them. Still see some cardboard. Now, I forgot to mention that I took off most of the side pieces. It was entirely too heavy for me to move. So, I just have the 3 bottles here that I have built up. This is dry, but I want to make this into an extra room area. So I want to build onto this with cardboard and probably cut out like a cute little opening so that you can walk in there. But this is it so far. I like how it's looking. Not exactly sure how I'm going to build this up, but I want to cut this into like a door, some kind of door, so that the fairies can come in, and then I want to build this up. So that's what I'm going to work on right now. But this is how it looks so far. I had to take the side pieces off. I couldn't get it through the door. So if I wanted to take it into another room and work on it, my son couldn't even do that because it wouldn't fit through the door. So I can add on to this, which I have no problem with. But for right now, this is what it's going to look like. So I'm going to get some cardboard and I'm going to start working on this. The floors, this is what the floors look like, and they're hard. And I covered everything up. The ceiling has paper towels on it, which will be covered. All paper towels. All paper towels. And then the floors. I think the floors look pretty cool. And I'm going to start working on the area with the bottles. So I'll be right back. Just want to let you know that I cannot build onto my bottles over here, where I wanted to make another room and cut through the dollhouse. Unfortunately, it is extremely secure. I tried to use an X-Acto knife, a box cutter. I can't cut through here. So we're going to nix that. I keep changing my mind. I apologize. I'm trying. This is my first dollhouse, so I hope you're not too disappointed. So I am going to start on the top floor and start painting the ceiling and the walls with different color browns. I have a Sargent All-Time Tempera paint. It doesn't say what color. Oh, it's brown. It's brown. So I have brown paint. I also have Apple Barrel Black, and I have Truffle. So I am going to put some paint on a plate, just like this, and I'm not going to mix them all together. I might mix some together, but for right now I'm going to put them in separate spots. And I'm going to start with the ceiling first, and then I'm going to do the walls. So here's several of the colors of paint, and I have a big paintbrush. I also have one that's firm so I can detail, and there is also a sponge. So I am just going to paint. I don't know if you'd really want to watch me paint, but I'm going to start up here painting, and I'm just going to paint everything and then add different colors. So that is what I'm going to be doing with my dollhouse. So right now I'm going to do the whole inside except for the floor. I'm going to work on the floor later, probably later today, but I am going to be painting. I want to show you I'm also going to be painting here. Okay, So, no rhyme or reason. It's okay if some of the white shows through. I don't mind. But that's what I'm going to be doing. Okay? Oh my goodness, you didn't even see me. I had you painting at the sky. So, basically, just going to be painting my dollhouse, the inside. Okay? So, going to be doing the roof here, the ceilings, not the roof, the ceilings, and the walls. And then I'll be back. Here's what it looks like so far. The floor's still white-ish. And here's what's the top. It's not done. It's nowhere near done. But right now, I want to show you that I mostly have blacks and browns all over my fairy tree stump. So what I'm going to do now is take a mixture of different colors. Any colors I feel that will be good for my tree. Still going to use this brown. I'm going to use some green. I'm going to use some maize. I am going to use nutmeg, black, truffle again. Apparently I have more than one truffle. Mineral, celery, and moss. And I am going to layer different colors. See how this has different colors on it? It's got some black and everything in here. So by layering it, you're going to be able to see the different textures of the paper towels and all. So that's what I'm going to continue to do, is just layer colors however I feel that they would benefit my tree stump. So I'm going to do that. And what I mean by layering is I'm going to put a color on. And then I'm going to get another color and just dab it on in different places. Just like this. To bring different texture and color to my tree stump. Okay, so that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing. It's just layering different colors onto my stump to make it look like a tree stump. And then I'll come back and hopefully I'll be done. The top, I haven't really layered or filled in everything. I have a lot of white paper towel here. So I got to really detail this too. But I just wanted to let you know. And on the inside, I did some coloring, different coloring, to show you where I added the lighter color. Not done. Nothing on here is done. So I think I'm going to start on the top floor and the roof and just work my way down. So just wanted to show you the progress I've made so far. I just want to give you a little hint on what I do. When I have my color combinations of different browns on my plate, what I do is I jump around my tree stump. And what I mean by that is I might do this area here, part of it, up and down here. I'm going to show you what I mean. So I'm going to go in here with these colors that I have here and paint in here. Okay? Now, I'm not going to want this all to be the exact same color, so I'm going to just move my brush around. Did I show you? Yeah, okay. Move my brush around to different areas so I get different color combinations, so they're not all the same. So that's all I'm doing, but that gives me more detail to my tree stump by not concentrating in one area, and then as I layer it, it'll have different colors. That's what I mean by layering. I hope you can see what I'm talking about, because I don't want it all the same color. So up here has different colors, and I will continue to layer it. So that's what I mean by layering, and I don't want everything to be the exact same color because it's a tree stump. So what I am doing is I might start in this area right here and color that in, and then go over here to this area and color this in. So I'm not using the same color combinations. So that is exactly what I'm doing right now. Here is what I've done to the inside with the painting. I added some light colors, and I did that on each floor. Just a little bit on the roof or the ceilings and all. And I did the same thing with green and yellow and different lighter colors to bring out the definition of the tree trunk. So I just want to show you what it looks like before I start working on the floor. But with the lighter colors, it brings out the creases that the paper towels have made to make it look more like a tree. An old tree. So I'm going to work on the floors, and I just want to show you the colors I'm going to use. I'm going to use black, chocolate brown that I just threw to the ground by accident, maize, and mineral. I'm not going to do the entire, I'm like going to dry brush on my tile floor. So let me show you what I mean. So I'm sorry, I'm putting my camera back on the stand. So here's my floor. Now, I don't want it very, very dark. So I'm going to start with mineral. And I'm not going to wet my brush. So I'm just going to take my dry brush, dip it in, and then move it around my floor, because I don't want the entire floor covered, but I'm going to be using several different colors to do the floor. I can't have it this white, so, you know, because fairies in a dollhouse in a tree. So that is all I'm doing, is just taking the mineral color, and basically what I'm going to do is do this on all 3 floors with the one color, and then I'm going to add the next color. So that is all I am doing, and I hope it turns out the way I envisioned it in my mind. But that's all I'm doing, is just dabbing it on and dry brushing. Okay? So once I'm done with the mineral, I'm going to start with the other colors, and I'm just going to dry brush them on all 3 of my floors. That's all. So like down here, putting some down here. Okay? Just dry brushing randomly to give it some color. Okay? I'm going to be honest. I hate this floor. I don't think anything about it is attractive at all. So, I went to the $1.25 store, which is the Dollar Tree, and bought 60 of the wider popsicle sticks. And I am cutting them in different lengths. And you could do one of 2 things. You could use some kind of wax or stain to put on it once you put it down. Or you could soak them in coffee. Instant coffee is the word I'm looking for. I am going to use my Scotch Super 7, spray some down, take one of my popsicle sticks, and I am going to lay it down. If it doesn't seem to adhere, which it doesn't seem to be because this is spackle. So I'm going to go get my Elmer's glue, and I'm going to put that down, because this doesn't seem to be working. But basically, I am going to Let me show you right here what I'm going to do. I am going to put not the same exact ones, and I'm going to lay these down securely, make sure they line up, and do it the best I can. And I'm going to lay this all the way through. I don't want them the same length all the way through. It's going to be like a hardwood flourish type thing. It's not going to be perfectly level, but it's going to look 1,000 times better in my eyes than it does right now. So basically I'm going to do that all the way on here. So I'm going to get busy doing that. I might turn around and stain these with coffee. I do have coffee from hotels that I used to stay in a lot, so I think I'm going to do that while I'm preparing the floor and cutting all of my craft sticks. And fingers crossed I have enough craft sticks. Okay? So I'll be back to show you what the end results are. Here's the floor. And I have stained it with coffee, and I left some of the coffee grounds on there, and then I Mod Podged it onto the area so it doesn't look brand new. Now, I did that on all 3 floors, so the floors aren't real dark. Now, I want to show you what I'm doing to the windows. I don't know if you could see this so well. What I did was, I wanted it to make it look like stained glass. And I'm going to show you in a minute how I did that. But what happens is when the light reflects through, you can't really see it here. Let me see. Can you see the different colors here, like if it is stained glass? So I'm going to show you how I did the different things. I have several that need it, like this is a rose. I don't know if you can see that rose too well. Here it is. So I'm going to show you how I did that. I went to the $1.25 store, which would be the dollar store, and I bought sheep protectors. There's 16 in here. They're basically clear. Then what I did was I drew out these circles right here with a black Sharpie. Then I had taken pictures of different stained glass items, and basically what I'm going to do is put whatever I want for my stained glass item underneath. I don't know if I want this one, but I took different pictures, lily pads and different things. So basically you just want to be able to draw different items. Oh, this marker's not working. Oh God, I got like a bunch of black markers around here. Oh my goodness. So I took a Sharpie marker and you want to trace whatever item. Oh my goodness. Or freehand. I am not a really good person. I'm not a good drawer. Trying to find another black marker that would work. So you just want to get a marker that works. Like I said, the first 900 times I said this. There's another one. Hopefully this one will work. So you just want to trace the item. This one is kind of working. Any item you want. But I want this to be part of my... See how I have different lines? Okay? And I want this to be my stained glass stuff. So you can do any design you want. Like I have other ones right here. Clear. And you could just draw lines any way you like. Okay? just like that. And for this one, I am going to do some lines. And then this one, we're going to do some circles. Okay, so what I do next is I take my Sharpie markers. I have this red one, and I am going to color in different parts of each one and fill in the areas of which I colored to color them in, which will give the stained glass effect. When you're done this, you can also go over the black area to make it more pronounced. You can use a different color marker like a gold or a silver, because I've seen stained glass with those colors. And I am just basically randomly coloring in certain areas. And then when I'm done this, I'll come back and show you what it looks like, and then show you how I put it on my dollhouse. So I'm not doing no rhyme or reason. You can make a total picture any way you'd like. Just have fun with it, and you know, make it bright so that sun will come through and it'll look like a stained glass window. So I will be back. I have, I believe, 12 more windows I have to fill in. So I'm going to continue to color these in. This is only 4, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I put all the windows in. This is just the file folder, what are they called? Hold on. It's these index dividers that I got at the $1.25 store, and they're different colors. So I put a yellow one here, and I had drawn flowers and different things on there. And then down here I put red on that one, and I have some others. It kind of looks like stained glass. So what we're going to work on right now is going to be the front door. And if I could get my thing to stay up, that would be awesome. So, turn my house around. Here's what the house looks like so far. This is one of the stained glass windows. It's not really glass, but you get what I'm saying. And I showed you how to make that. Oh, and I have... Okay, I have all my windows. Okay, so here is the door. Right here, the doorway. Right? Oh my goodness. Okay. Not... Oh my God. Okay. There it is. Okay? That's my door. Right here. So I'm going to take a piece of cardboard, just like this. And I'm going to go on the inside, and I'm going to trace around this area for the door. And then I'm going to cut it out and see how well it looks. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go on the other side, trace it, come back, cut it out, see if it works. Here's what the door looks like right here that I traced. So I'm going to cut this out a little bigger than where the black marker is. And I'm going to see if it fits in the space. So here it is. And it pretty much fits. So what I want to do is I want to cut this in half right here, right? Because I want to have like a, I don't know what kind of door it's called, but I want one part to be able to be opened while the other part is closed. And I'd like it to be a functioning door. So, oh my goodness, there's a lot of stuff going on here. So, I am going to cut this in half. It is not long enough, apparently. So, I got to actually cut another one because it is not long enough. If you can see, let me show you where my finger is. I don't know if you can see that. If I put this all the way up, it's not long enough. So I'm going to need to make this longer. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to measure the door out and cut it in half. And then I'm going to work on doing my door. Okay, so I'll be back. I made the door taller, and then I folded it in half and cut it. And now I'm going to take the other piece that I had, and I am going to cut that. And I am going to add these pieces together, tape them, glue them, and then I'm going to get popsicle sticks, and I'm going to start making the doors, and then I'll show you after I paint it and everything how it can open and close. I'm working on that, fingers crossed. So right now I am just going to tape these pieces together, then I'm going to glue them, and I'm going to put my popsicle sticks on here, and after that I am going to show you how the door is, how we open and close it, and how to set that up. Also, not sure if I told you, I added extra to different parts of the outside of the fairy house, and most of this stuff right here is potpourri, which is awesome. So, not the moss, but these little doodads and leaves and stuff that give it a little extra definition, I had gotten out of a potpourri bag. So I added a little bit of doodads and stuff all over to give it a little bit more character. And for the top, I have moss and maybe one little thing here, but I might add more, I don't know. But that's the cool thing about making what you want. You can do it any way you'd like. So I'm going to work on the door, come back, show you what the progress is on the door, and then I'm going to work on showing you how to open and close, have it so the door opens and closes. Okay, be back. So right now I have the popsicle sticks on top of the cardboard. And this is how it'll go. I have to trim it down. But for right now, that's going to dry. So while that's happening, I want to work on decorating a little bit of the inside of the fairy house. Come with me. So what I want to do is, I have a bunch of different flowers that I purchased from the dollar store and many different stores. And what I want to do is I want to start lining the top area with some beautiful flowers. So for say this one, so I'm going to get some hot glue, put that on there, and put it up there just like that. And I'm going to add flowers all in here. Not all the way down the wall, but maybe just like right here in this area, and some up top over there. But it'll add more to my dollhouse. Now, I have this little itty bitty thing of plastic flowers. I'm going to put this aside because I can put this in a potted thimble or a little pot to have a plant, or I can tie it up and hang it up somewhere as an herb. So I'm going to put this one aside. But I have several different flowers, different colors, that I'm just going to put some hot glue on, and I am going to hang it up. So that is what I am going to be doing around the top and a little bit down here to spruce up my fairy house. So I'm going to add some different color flowers and all. So I'm going to do that, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. After I put the popsicle sticks on the door, I painted it. I didn't like it. So I'm going to show you how to do this. I had gotten napkins from Amazon, and I thought they were awesome. So you take the 2-ply apart, just like this. Take it apart. Then I have Elmer's glue and water, and the one part of the door, which this is kind of awesome because it'll cover everything, and you don't have to worry about having it look not clean. So I'm going to cut a little square out of the napkin. So I have the little square, just like this. Now, I don't want the entire door to look the exact same. So here's the top, here's the bottom, and this way when you open or shut the door, it's going to look pretty snazzy. So I already have one on here. So I'm going to start with this one so I can show you what I mean. I'm going to put this right here, and I have Elmer's glue and water, and I am basically decoupaging the napkin onto my door. Now, you don't really want to touch it when it's wet like this to do the other sides. So I'm just going to do the one side, and then I'm going to wait for this to dry, and then I'll do the other side. This one I had already put a napkin on it, excuse me, so I am going to decoupage the napkin on the one side, and I want to do down here. You can also, before you put the napkin on, put your glue on there, and basically I want to do the top, the sides, and the bottom so it's clean. Any excess I can cut off, but I want everything covered. And if you can't do it all while it's wet, because if you touch the napkin, sometimes the napkin rips. So I like to wait. So that's what I'm going to do. I apologize for keep saying so. I don't know what my deal is. I'm going to wait for this to dry. I'm going to wait for this one to dry. And then I am going to go around the entire door like this, and if it's not long enough, I will then take another part of a napkin and put it on that side. So this needs to dry, and I'm going to wait for that to happen, and then I'm going to finish it. But this napkin covers the entire other side, which is kind of awesome. I will be back to work on something else when I'm done my door, but right now my door is needing to dry so I can finish putting the paper on it. And if you decide, see how there's so much here, I can cut this off or I can wrap it around. It's your choice. Whatever you decide you want to do. I just would like it to be a clean door where every part is covered, and as you can see, as I touch it, it starts to come apart. So I need to leave this alone, and that's what I am going to do. And then I will come back and mess with it some more. Okay? Now that part of the door is dry, the bottom part, I am going to take this tool. It's got a very sharp point on it. As you can see right here, I stabbed myself in the hand. Don't do that. And I put a hole down here, and then I'm going to put a hole in the top. Okay? So put it on a flat surface so you don't stab yourself in the hand like I did. And much easier on this side than it was on the other side. So I put a hole and a hole, and then I put a hole right here. Okay? Now I'm going to take a toothpick and the heck did I do with my toothpick? So, toothpick. I am going to put it in here. This might be a little too long. There we go. Okay, it's going in further. So, and then I'm going to put it in the hole right here. And see, I want to show you. So see how it opens? And I'm going to have the door partially closed. So I want the top part open, but that right now is drying. And I'm going to put my other toothpick. You're going to need 3 toothpicks total. So this toothpick is going to go in here. And it might be too long, but we're going to wait because I'm waiting for the other piece to dry. But let me check it out and see if it's dry yet. It's still a little wet, but I think I can do it. And I don't want the same, maybe I do, I don't know, do I want, no, I want it different. I want it different. So, this is still wet, and I'm going to put it on right here, and I need to put a hole in the bottom. So carefully put a hole in the bottom. And then I'm going to put a hole in the top. And the reason I did both sides is so when it's closed or open, you can see the pretty flowers. And I have no idea what I did with the one toothpick. Okay, so here's the other one. And see how this opens? So it doesn't exactly match. It doesn't totally, it's not totally closed either, which is kind of a bummer. But let me see if I can put this up through here somewhere, because I want part of it opened like that. But as you can see, I'm going to make that more secure. It opens and closes. And I'd like to leave this part open. So I'm going to work on that and put this toothpick through here into the side of my fairy house. So that's going to be a little tough. Oh wait, it's going in, yay! I get so excited for the little things. So there, it went in. I have to get rid of that. But, of course it broke. So I'm going to put some hot glue on this because I'm just going to leave it open anyway. But I wanted to show you how you can have a door that opens and closes. So you could have it, oh my Lanta, let me put this back in the hole. You could have your door totally open, like this, or you could have part of it closed, like I'm doing. So I'm going to fix this so that the top stays open and the bottom stays closed. So I will be back. The door is done. Now I have these little rocks that I've had forever. So I have put some glue down, but I'm also going to put, I put Elmer's glue down. I am also going to put some hot glue down for my rocks. And I am just going to lay the rocks on where the white is. On the floor here. All here. So I'm going to do that. I made some really cool mushrooms that I'm pretty proud of. And most likely I'll do a tutorial on them. I have a couple of them. Let me find the other ones real quick. And so I wanted them to be happy little mushrooms. So for my happy little mushrooms, I am going to put some hot glue on the bottom and stick my little mushroom right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue with the rocks and do that around here, maybe some moss and some grass, but that is what I am going to do. And then I'll be back to show you what it looks like. So here's what the bottom looks like. I got my 2 mushrooms over here, and I have rocks all around. For my door, I have a little tiny seashell. And right here, I have a little tiny seashell. And I have more rocks and a mushroom. And what I did for the rocks and the mushrooms, excuse me, is I put Elmer's glue down, and then I put hot glue on there too, and then I put a bunch of Elmer's glue on top so that the rocks would be secure, and they are 100% secure. And then over here I added, near where the bottles are, excuse me, I'm using my hand, so these are the bottles. I added some foliage. So this is what it looks like right now. I think it's coming together nicely. I added some potpourri. Let me show you. So cool, the things you can find in potpourri. I have some moss. I have different things all over, which I think it gives it character. And the most awesome thing I think about doll houses, fairy houses, is the little details. So I'm really loving this. So now we're going to go, I'm going to turn it around and show you what we're going to do to the inside. On the top floor, I added a bunch of pretty flowers. Sorry about the death cat. So I added them all around. Now right now I have my phone in here to give it light. So I'm going to take that out and show you how dark it is. So my thought is I'm going to add some lights that I got at Dollar Tree. So here's the pack. Let me show you. I have to turn this on. Here's the pack that you get at the Dollar Tree. It doesn't have a numerous amount of lights. So I have several of these packs. Here's another one. And here's another one. They don't have a lot of lights on them. So my thought is I'm going to try and hide them behind the lights. Behind the flowers as best I can. And then I'm going to put the battery packs, I'm thinking I might put them up against the wall, like this. Somehow I'm going to incorporate this into my dollhouse, so that if you need to turn the light on or off, you can. If you need to change the batteries out, I believe I'm going to take this off, so that you can get in to your battery pack. Or I might leave it like that and just not close it on the bottom. But somehow, some way, I am going to make it so you can get into your battery pack and have them here in the dollhouse, so that it will be incorporated into my background, my whatever. So you need light, and that's what I'm going to work on right this minute. And I might put some lights up here. Hot glue them up here. I don't know. You know me. I change my mind all the time. So I am pretty much going to do that. Here's the other floor. You can't really see anything. And here's the other floor. It's so dark. But you add some lights, and now you can see things in your little dollhouse. So that's what I'm going to do. I will explain to you how I did it when I come back. But that is what I'm going to be working on right this minute. Sorry, I'm taking the hot glue pieces, strands off. So I'm going to do that and be back. Here are the fairy lights. Well, not the fairy lights. The lights I put in my fairy house. I tried to disguise them and the cord around underneath the flowers. I think it gives a decent amount of light. If you want more light, you can add more. I might add twinkle lights or something up here later, but for right now, I think one's pretty good because I can see every bit of the area. Okay, so I kind of like it. I think it looks good. Second floor. I have the lights all around the top part. So, and that's a lot brighter, the second floor, than the top floor, but I don't think I need twinkle lights on the top, like I'm saying for here. And here is the bottom floor, with the twinkle, well, the lights all around, near the door and all. So, this is the end of part 2. I'm going to now work on making items for inside my fairy house, which I've already done some. This came off. I have to glue that back on. I have to make more. All 3 of these are over here. I didn't glue them or anything. They're just sitting here. I'm going to incorporate them in the design of whatever I put here. I have them all on the same side, so if a child was playing with the dollhouse and the batteries need to be turned on or off, they're all on the same side. And so I'm going to incorporate that somehow. It might be a hay bale, it might be a piece of furniture, I don't know right now. But I'm going to sign off from this because this is part 2, and then I'm going to start making items for inside my fairy house, and then I'll come back and we'll work on installing everything in our little house. Okay? So, thanks so much for watching. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye!